Hey, so before we get started today, I'd like to introduce you guys to this. It is my latest bodily injury. I just finished doing some shoulder presses. As I was putting the weights back on the rack, you see, usually I toss the weights back onto the rack. It's easier and it's safer, but my mother always complains, you're dropping the weights too hard, makes too much noise. So sometimes I try to put the weights on the rack gently. I just finished doing some shoulder presses. I placed a 30-pound dumbbell on the rack. My pinky gets caught underneath it. Now ideally I would have kept my pinky under there and just let the weight hit it. Now it would have hurt briefly, but it probably wouldn't have done any damage. But instead I took my pinky away, caught the end of the dumbbell, and the dumbbell took a nice chunk of my pinky with it. I actually currently have a big piece of flesh literally just hanging from my pinky right now. I went upstairs, ran out under warm water, hurt like a bitch, put a band-aid on it, and the weirdest thing, I actually felt like faint while I was doing this. I mean, I came down with cold sweats. I felt like I was going to pass out. It was weird and scary. Right now, it's okay. The pain has somewhat subsided, but it still comes along once in a while. Fortunately, it still hurts when I put pressure on it, so I doubt I'll be able to work out for probably like a week or so, which sucks because I'm already slacking off on my workouts to begin with. Really scary at first, because I couldn't remember the last time I got a wound this deep. I actually wondered if I would actually have to go to the hospital and get a tetanus shot for this. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the Oscars. They were on Sunday night, as everyone knows. Now, I've never really watched the Oscars on TV. I feel like it's too much needless filler. It's usually boring. But a bunch of things about this year's show particularly pissed me off. Namely, Slumdog Millionaire winning Best Picture. Now, I'm not only a movie buff, but I'm also glued to a TV or laptop just about every waking moment of every day. And I swear I hadn't even heard of Slumdog Millionaire until about a week ago. It didn't even earn enough money to make blockbuster status at the box office. This movie has now won an Oscar for Best Picture, along with 8 other Oscars. Yet, The Dark Knight, the second highest scoring movie of all time, not only didn't win, it wasn't even nominated for the Best Picture category. I mean, really, now, I'm sure Slumdog Millionaire is a cute little film, hopefully a lot better than Juno, but neither I nor a single person I know has seen it. Yet 9 Oscars for it, really? And yet the most beloved film since Titanic gets snubbed out of everything but a posthumous Best Supporting Actor award and a minor award for sound editing. I mean, did Dark Knight not prove to everyone beyond a reasonable doubt that a comic book movie could be taken seriously? That it could be a serious Oscar contender? I mean, if Dark Knight isn't good enough, then what is? Are these Oscar judges such snobbish old farts that they can't award a Best Picture Oscar to a film that isn't some kind of sappy, inspirational melodrama? Because it seems like ever since The Return of the King won an Oscar in 2003, the only requirements for an Oscar win for Best Picture, it has to be some kind of inspirational, rags-to-riches, coming-of-age story. The biggest upset of the night, arguably, is the one that pretty much everybody is talking about, and that's Sean Penn winning the Oscar for Best Actor over Mickey Rourke. Now, I can't say anything about either of those movies. I haven't seen Milk or The Wrestler, although I do believe that Sean Penn was kind of a shoo-in as a way to sort of apologize for Proposition 8. But for me, personally, the biggest snub of the night, even more than The Dark Knight not getting nominated for Best Picture, was Bill Maher's Religulous not getting nominated for Best Documentary. I mean, come on, it was the most talked about documentary since Sicko, and I firmly believe that if the Academy had the cojones to nominate Religulous for an Academy Award, it would have actually won. Instead, the Best Documentary Award went to a film called Man on Wire, about a dude who crossed between the Twin Towers in 1974 on a tightrope. How exhilarating. Alas, I guess America is ready for a black president, but they're still not ready for an atheist movie. But anyway, that's pretty much all I got to say for tonight. Please pray for my pinky.